When Grandma passed, all she left behind was a tattered hand-stitched diary. Its pages yellowed, its ink faded, and a strange scent of lavender and burnt wood clinging to it. We thought it would be full of sweet memories. Instead, we found warnings. Detailed entries, naming people who hadn't died yet. And at the very end, in jagged red ink, "Don't read aloud past this line." But someone already had. After Grandma's quiet funeral, the family begins packing up her belongings, room by room. Most of it is unremarkable: knitting needles, old tea tins, faded photo albums. But behind her heavy oak dresser, Lila finds something strange: a small, leather-bound diary, hidden in a bundle of yellowed lace and tied shut with black ribbon. The seal, an old, red wax stamp, cracks as she peels it away. Inside, the paper is soft and worn, the ink almost faded. But one sentence on the first page is perfectly clear, written in a different hand than the rest: "For the last to stay." At first, the diary reads like a tender memoir. Memories of summers spent in the garden, recipes for plum jam, little poems about morning dew. But then the tone shifts. Midway through, the handwriting becomes sharper, the entries shorter, colder. Names appear. Familiar ones. Cousins, neighbors, even Lila's childhood friend. Each name is followed by a line. Simple, chilling, and always accurate in hindsight. Margaret will choke on her words before the tea cools. David won't see the turn. It's already too late. Milo shouldn't have touched the lake. She doesn't like ripples. Lila flips through the pages, heart pounding. Each of these people had died, exactly as described. The dates, all written before the deaths occurred. These weren't recollections. They were warnings. Or worse, predictions. She starts wondering if more names lie ahead, or if her own has already been written. Halfway through the diary, Lila finds a page unlike the others, edges blackened, center scorched as if licked by fire. The handwriting on the surrounding pages trembles, as if written in panic. Her fingers trace the heat-warped paper, and she squints to make out the faint, frantic ink beneath the burn. Later that evening, her cousin Theo recalls something chilling. "That page used to say. She saw it watching me through the keyhole. Grandma whispered it once. Said she had to burn it before it learned the name." Lila doesn't sleep that night. At 2:47 a.m., the fire alarm screams. She races out of bed, heart hammering, expecting smoke. But there's none. Only the diary on her desk, warm to the touch, trembling slightly beneath her fingers, as if breathing. Something had read with her. Something knew she turned that page. Ready for the next one. Lila's breath catches when she flips to an entry dated exactly 7 days in the future. Her name is there. Clearly. Inked in red. She'll open the mirror drawer, and it'll finally see her too. She stares at the words, her pulse echoing in her ears. There's no mirror drawer in her room, but then she remembers the attic. An antique vanity with a cracked, fogged-over mirror and a single drawer that's never opened. It's been jammed shut since before she was born. She doesn't sleep. The next morning, as she passes the attic door, she hears a sound, wood sliding. The drawer is open. Inside, an old key, a faded photo of her as a baby, though no one remembers taking it, and behind the glass, a handprint. From the inside of the mirror. For the first time, the diary feels heavier. As if it's not finished writing. Ask ChatGPT. Curious, and wanting proof, Lila decides to record herself reading the diary aloud. She sits alone in her room, phone balanced on a stack of books, and begins narrating. Everything sounds normal, until she plays the recording back. Her voice starts to distort after page 47. It deepens. Slows. There's a dry, rasping quality to it, like breath scraping through dust. Then comes something she never said. A whisper. Barely audible, but clear. Stop reading. She rewinds. Plays it again. The whisper is still there, closer this time. Then the lights flicker. Once. Twice. And just before the audio can finish, her phone glitches. The recording deletes itself. Gone. No trace. She tries to re-record. This time, her phone won't stay on. The battery drains instantly. Her screen flickers with static and, for a split second, her own face, staring back at her from behind the mirror. But she isn't moving. Ask ChatGPT. One morning, Lila flips through the diary and gasps. Whole entries are gone. Words she'd read just last night have faded into faint indentations, like someone erased them from within the page. She runs her fingers over the paper, heart pounding. Each night, more entries disappear. Others change. Some now mention things she hasn't done yet, but feels compelled to. As if the diary is updating. Then, one final line etches itself before her eyes. It's not just a warning. It's a script. Lila backs away, turns toward the window, and freezes. Her reflection is still staring at the page. Not moving. Not breathing. She blinks. The reflection doesn't. Its mouth starts to open, but Lila doesn't feel her own lips move. A whisper seeps from the glass, in her exact voice. Now it's your turn to write. And the diary falls open to a blank page. Pen waiting. On the diary's last brittle page, written in a trembling red scrawl, is a single warning. Don't read aloud past this line. Lila stares at it, unsettled. Her younger brother, Ben, thinks it's funny. With a grin, he snatches the book and starts reading the next line aloud. He chuckles, then freezes. His grin vanishes. His eyes go glassy, wide and distant. Without a word, he walks to the wall, dragging his nails along the plaster. And then he begins scratching. Lines. Circles. Jagged symbols that don't belong to any language they know. His fingers bleed, but he doesn't stop. Lila screams his name. No answer. Since that night, Ben hasn't spoken. Doctors say his vocal cords are fine. He just won't talk. The diary is locked in a box now. But sometimes, they still hear faint scratching in the night. And none of them dares to turn the page again. The diary is gone now. Or maybe, it's moved. Since the story spread, people whisper in their sleep, always the same name, Lila. Others wake with ink on their fingers. A few report the scent of burnt lavender in locked rooms. Then came an email. I found a diary too. It has my grandmother's name on the inside cover. But she died before I was born. No one responded. No one dared. Final screen fades to black. White text appears. You read it. It's reading you now.